Shalom Israel. I'm Oana and I'm coming from France. I'm presenting myself usually as an Agile Business DJ, that I'm bringing practices to people and organizations, whatever makes sense for them, to become proud of their achievements. I don't know if you have the same experience I have, if you are involved in change in organizations, but usually there's a wonderful aspiration to be more collaborative, to put in place values, bringing agile, and something flops. And change is not that bright as we wanted it to be. So to start this, I would like you to make a quick experience, please, of change. Quick experience of change. Please change something on you. Now, and I, as a change agent, I need to give examples, so I will do this. I have some wonderful bracelets. I took on my bracelet. So please change something on you. Is it okay? Okay? Okay, so now turn to your neighbor and each of you change something on her, on him. But when changing something, don't ask her to change. That's too easy. Really, you change something on her. So I'll let you do that experience. Find someone and do that. Is that everyone done? Is the experience done for everyone? Okay. Just wanted to know how did that feel? Change something on you? Easy, I think. How about changing something on someone else as a change agent? How did you feel? Someone wants to say something? Sorry? Embarrassing. So it's embarrassing. As someone who is changed, how did you feel? Uncomfortable and humiliating. Yeah. So that's exactly. Thank you for participating in this brave experience. This is exactly what we do with our organizations. If you are coaches, you want to change, you go there and change people. But people have their intimacy, their culture. So it's very hard to change and to be changed, because each change is perceived as a threat. And this is something that I really want to drill down today with you. So orgs want to change, but each change is perceived as a threatening event, because it's something new, uncertain. And now, to deal with threats, our brain loves patterns, because patterns means recognition. So because we love patterns, I would love to propose you a pattern for my talk, so our brain can relax. The pattern that you might know is the Kinavin model, very popular in Agile world. Who knows the Kinavin model? Yeah, a lot of people. So it's a model of complexity defined by Dave Snowden, and he said that systems are simple, complicated, complex, and chaotic. And what I want to do today is to go very quickly through it, but from a threat point of view. I was saying that threat means that we are scared of something. So just a little stop on fear. We as an individual, we have our fears. Organizations have fears also. So because of the collective fears, what I call unconscious collective fears, which is the culture, change might not happen. When I'm talking about fear, it's something that it's uncomfortable. Someone said, maybe it looks humiliating. So the first thing, let's uncomplex about fear, because fear, organizations have fears also. Fear is good for life. Fear, it's a basic emotion that keeps us alive, so it's good. First thing, what is the tricky thing is that fear is not the problem. It's the way we respond to fear, a problem. And in the modern world, 21st century and the 20th century, but let's say, we are not really threatening our lives, but our ego perceives something uncomfortable as a threat. So my PowerPoint is not good. I think I'm threatened. But who's threatened? Is my ego threatened, not my life? So you think this stock is not good? Well, that's an opportunity to improve. But I might be uncomfortable because my ego is uncomfortable. So this was a little bit about fear. Now, going back to the Kinevin model, threat level perception for each of the four systems that are defined in the Kinevin model. So the simple ones are those that have a very low threat level, that we know, where the data is self-explanatory, like the green lights. And I have a nice example here. Everyone knows what this is. Data is self-explanatory, something that we define simple. We love simple systems, no threat. We also love complicated systems. There are those systems that are, as like the simple ones, you can, if you have an input, you know what is the output. But in complicated, you have to apply some rules, maybe some smart rules. Our brain loves complicated systems because complicated means that we are smart. We love mathematics, maybe. We apply some rules and we know what is the output. So the level of threat is a little bit higher, but it's a challenge. It's good. We'll know the output. We talked a lot about complex systems, those systems that are resilient, where you do pattern searching, and where you apply different practices. It's what I call actually elastic response. And how you deal with complex systems, just quickly on this. Fractal systems that are resilient. You look for patterns and then you scale that answer. Agile really loved the complex. I said, hey, the world is complex, and Agile is a way to respond to the complex systems that our business world is today. And it's not only nature that knows to do fractal systems, also humans do it. The picture below is a village in Africa, where every home is a representation of the whole village. And also in Europe, we have the fractal system. For those that don't know, the other picture is Amsterdam. So we like to deal with complex systems. Agile people are fractal, iterate, and learn and improve. Now, the thing with complex systems, the way we deal with the complex system, we search for pattern, then we apply those patterns, and then we think that those patterns become the truth. In our way of being, the pattern leads to new cognitive biases, because we think that those patterns are the truth, and we tend, remember, to do all the system, treat them as the simple systems. So this is my little gentle warning about how we deal with complex systems. And I have a gentle reminder, nature does not design systems for performance, really doesn't care about performance. Design is for resilience. So life is here to live, not to live quickly. I don't know, if you say, well, I would like to live quickly, so I'm dying young, so this is good. I'm very performant. So it's not about velocity. And so this is on complex, but the tipping point, what has really interested me is this fourth set of system, which is chaos. The chaos, there's no pattern anymore. Every situation is a new situation. And there are always novel practices. And what I found as a coach, organizational coach, is if you want to innovate, everything passes through chaos. But what's the problem with chaos? Chaos is really freaking out. Very threatening, not a comfortable way to be. But in chaos, it's, I've linked it with someone else's work, which is Nassim Taleb, that calls antifragile systems. So antifragile, you know that say that is what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Well, those are the antifragile system. When something threatening happens, novel practices make the system even stronger. So that's about chaos and antifragile. So antifragile systems are a learning continuum. Nature is antifragile. Every bond in species, for example, was made by in a chaotic environment. You know, viruses mutate. They mutate and become stronger because something chaotic came in, like antibiotics. Well, not a good news for us, but for them. And I said, how can we do the change in our organization by creating anti-fragile systems? Which means that as we're doing change, there will be a moment that we'll have to face chaos. And then I've discovered, and I worked with the theory U from Otto Scharmer's. Is anyone familiar with the theory U here? Nobody. Okay. So it's Otto Scharmer's theory, and it's you know, if you want to change from A to B, the first thing I say, well, let's go straight forward to A to B. The fastest road to A to B is the straight line. Well, the theory you said it's not true. And you remember nature or living system also don't do that. It's not performance, it's resilience. And even physics tells us that. Because I don't know if you know, it's Jean Bernoulli physics principle that says that if you drop a ball on a straight line and on a curved, and another one on the curved shape, the ball on the curved shape will pop up earlier because it will have a higher speed. So you can, it's an easy experiment to do. You can try it. So the most effective transformation, it's not the straight line, but it has a U-line. So the U-line in transformation is, the first thing to do is become aware and suspend your beliefs, which is so damned hard to do. Suspending your beliefs, just observe. Then redirecting your attention for different things. Because when we are in our own cognitive biases, then we just know the truth and go that way, straight line. So when you suspend your belief, you can redirect, let those beliefs go. And here is the bottom of the U, which is presencing. Just be present here. And after being just present, let come new emergent ideas. And from that place of nothing, crystallize those ideas, then prototype. And then you'll change to be. But for doing that, this might look nice. Nice theory. A little bit philosophical. We love that. But it's not that easy. Because in that moment of presence, there is nothing. We don't have the references you used to have in our older world anymore. And the new ones are not yet there because we wait them to emerge. And that's very freaking. So for me, that's why a lot of transformations programs don't work. Because people might come, want to change, and then there's this moment of chaos that there's something comfortable, what we know, we don't know what will come, there's nothing. So, oh my God, let's go back on that left side of the U. So this is the chaos. And staying with the chaos, it's that moment of courage when we let go our ego. How we can do that? First thing is letting go our inner voice of judgment. Don't judge. Observe. Don't reply if we can. Letting go our voice of cynicism. So criticize whatever is new. And for me, at least, the last one is letting go the voice of fear. It's the fear of the unknown. And this is for me, the most difficult to let go. As I like more interactive sessions, as you might seen, how to stay in that moment of presence. So there's mindfulness, a lot of things, being conscious. I loved the logo of the sponsor, expanding business consciousness. How can you practice consciousness? There are a lot of things, but I would like you to do, if you can do a quick exercise and repeat three sentences with me while relaxing. For you now, I have nothing to defend. And relax. Okay. I have nothing to promote. I have nothing to fear. I am here now. I don't know how that goes for you, but for me it's so relaxing. I'm here for you. I don't see you well, so I don't know what is your reaction, but instead of thinking, how is this presentation going? How do you react to my presentation? I'll say, I'm offering you this. I'm here now for you. Instead of defending my points of view or promoting myself. Okay, so this helps me a lot. So if you can take that with you, and when you feel difficult, a situation difficult, can just say to yourself this 3 sentences. I have nothing to defend. I have nothing to promote. I have nothing to fear. I'm here now. This is a technical that I would like to give credit on a program that I'm enrolled in, which is the Shakti leadership. Shakti means energy in Hindi. And one of the things that it's said in this program, a leader needs to have the capacity to be present. And for me, being present is to go, she or he can go to that chasm of chaos and let emerge new practices. Oh, I'm so good in timing. So this was my presentation. I have 5 minutes left. My last message is you can empower yourself with being present and be courage and yourself. No one can empower anyone else but you. You know, you can't empower someone else. Just think of it. How can you empower someone else? How can you give them power? You can't push this. You can only empower yourself. So my invitation at the end of my presentation, go be brave and empower yourself. You always have a choice. Thank you very much. I'm Oana Junco, and I have presented you the innovation from ego to eco, and I'm ready for your questions. We have 4 minutes. Yes.
Thank you for your presentation. It was really inspiring. I would like to know, how would you suggest us to scale this idea if we're talking about really large organizations? How would you bring mindfulness into really big systems?
Okay, so for me, and what I have seen is that scaling works only by propagating. What I observe is changes happens one person at a time, and that is myself, which is also my little exercise at the beginning. What I can comfortably do is change myself, and changing myself changes the system. I don't have to. I would have loved to do another exercise, but we don't have time. Really, really simple. That's it. If I change in the system, all the system changes behavior, because the system responds to my new behavior. So for me, this is scaling. I give the example. I'm changed. Someone else will change, and another. It's just that it might be longer than the planning of program transformation that wants to transform a great big organization in 18 months. Welcome. Other question? By the way, I was just remember that the time for have a meaningful transformation observable is 5 years. Minimum. Okay. If there's no question, I spared you 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, Oana.